Hey dear friends, welcome back again. So happy you popped over again to see what I am up to today. For everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Janny and I hope you enjoy what you see. And if you do, I hope you take a little bit of inspiration with you. For everyone here who is not subscribed to my channel, of course, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and of course hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. Like I always say, enough talking and let's jump into today's inspiration. And here you see already on the table are the things we need for this DIY. We need of course the tumbling tower blocks, the smaller blocks. And we need some paint at your choice, and of course I have here my container with everything inside, scissors, markers, brushes, and of course not forget the wood glue, or maybe you can use some hot glue, but be careful, like I always tell you, it can break apart. And of course I have here my old saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel which is wet to wipe away the glue. So now we already have the things we need for this DIY. What we're going to do, we are going to make a very easy rooster, and I think I'm going to do them in two sizes, but this one is really easy and you can do it with your jigsaw or maybe with your hand saw. So you can choose either way because it is a very easy one. So we will see how this will turn out. So you see already on my table I did count out already 7 blocks, 11 and 11 blocks. So 2 times 11, 2 times 7. This is for the smaller rooster. And of course you can give your own twist on your rooster, but I only want to show you how easy it is to get them in your decor, and you can change them up any way you like. So I'm going to do some glue on the longest side of the block, so very easy. Lay them immediately against each other so the glue is not running out too much. And of course I always say if you want to do my DIYs, then of course make sure that you always have 4 until 5 packages laying around, because I never know how many blocks I will use. Then I come in my head there's something coming up which I can do extra, or maybe I can do different, of I change it up every time, so I never can say how much I use. And of course later counting is really sometimes difficult with the DIYs I make. So I always say just have 4 until 5 packages laying around, and then you always have enough for the DIYs we make. So again, the last one, and we're going to squeeze them from within. You see already he wants to pop up, and we're going to squeeze it and make sure that you have a nice straight line. And for everyone who uses their metal hook, it is totally fine, because if you like that better, I do it always with my fingers, but everyone can do it their own way. I squeeze it and I do this one and I squeeze again. I'm wiping away the glue because we don't want too much glue on the top and on the underside. The underside we will do later. And again squeeze the parts of 7 and also this one of 7. So, and then we're going to give it a couple of minutes dry. Now we have our 2 pieces of 11 and 2 pieces of 7 glued together. What we're going to do is to place this one on the side. We do some glue on the tops, and it doesn't matter if it falls apart because you already do it after a couple of minutes, and then it's still not dry, but you can easily, you see already I have here an open gap, but if you go it very slowly and just squeeze it, then you can fill in the open gaps very easily. So again, like this, we do some glue on this side, and we're going to place this one in the middle over here, because I don't want to use too much blocks. We are always, the blocks on, at least the blocks here are only 54 for $2.99, and you can get them cheaper and with lots more inside of it. But I always try for everyone who doesn't have too many blocks to do it as with as less blocks as we can. So we're going to give this, and we're going to squeeze it, work with it and fill in the open gaps, and then wipe away the glue. Because we need to saw this piece, we're going to lay it apart, and we're going to give it at least 1.5 hours until 2 hours. But this is the smaller size will be of the rooster, so I always have an extra placemat over here, and I'm going to place this over here, and I'm going to let it dry, and we are going to make the bigger one. And I see already I kicked you almost over, so there you are again. So I'm going to get the blocks for the bigger one. So for the bigger rooster, we are going to do 3 rows of 13, so a little bit more than the other one. And we do here the same like we did, and here is also coming a big extra of a part extra, because we are going to make the size bigger than the other one. But you can size them up any way you like, because I like this size, but maybe you like something else. And you also can do maybe even after this one, even one bigger. So do whatever you think it's right. And I make them a little bit more like the rustic look, but maybe you are more like a person who loves gold or silver. So you also can try to do it in the gold or silver. If you finish it up, you can do it spray painted in the gold or silver, or maybe painted. And then you will see how much your piece is turning. And you can even use it if you are a glam person. So that's why I always say, sometimes people see DIYs and think, oh, this is not for me. But look a little bit further and think, how would it look like even in a thrift store? I have that. So if you are in a thrift store and you see nice parts, don't think it's not for me, because always imagine how it would look like if you are going to spray paint it in your colors of your decor, and then you can see how much it changes up. I spray painted already so many things out of the thrift store for so much less of your money than you would buy it in the stores. I don't know, sometimes I throw things away because they are painted over so many times, because I love change. I love different colors. So I already in my decor changed it up so many times. So don't let it discourage you if it is not your color, but even when things are looking like you think that's really not for me, change it up and make it in your color, and you will see maybe you even will like it. So this is already the 3 pieces of 13, and I'm going to work my way and make sure that we get a nice straight line, and we're going to wipe away the glue, and we easily go over it over here, and make sure that we have every time another side of our towel, and every time make sure that we get a straight line. Now the last one, and we're going to let this one dry for only a couple of minutes, and then we're going to go to the part above, and again squeeze it and wipe away the glue, and we're going to give it a couple of minutes. I give them a couple of minutes. I tried carefully to place them on the side and place them above my mat. So if you do it carefully, and of course first what I did, I have to tell you, because or else you are going to try to get it off. What I always do, I glue my first side, wait a minute, then I'm going to carefully move it apart and then place it on the side. I'm going to clean up my surface, and then I'm going to place it down, and again I'm going to do the back side also free of the glue, because or else you think, how does she do it? It's getting clean off a table. But I already did this side, waited a couple of minutes, and of course then I'm going to place it aside. So don't think it's you, just glue one side, wipe it away, wait a minute, then carefully place it on the side, wipe away your surface clean, turn it over with the glue side on top, make that clean, and then let it rest. Or else you think, how is she doing it? I have here 10 pieces, and again I'm going to do the 1 of 10 extra. I need 3 rows of 10. Of course I have to look for this one. So, and I do here the same. I do the longer side also with some glue, but I will do this a little bit faster. So now I show you what I meant, because I don't think my English is the greatest to tell you to do. So we did glue it together, we squeezed it, and we wiped away the glue. Now I'm going to move it around and carefully place it on the side. Then you see already I have some glue on my piece. I'm going to turn it over, but now with the underside on top, and I wipe away this also. I do here the same. Place it over, try to get it on the side. I'm going to clean it, place on top the underside, and again I also clean this side. We do here the same, and it doesn't matter if it falls apart, don't worry, just place it down again and glue it together again. And this is what I mean. Now you can get one side. We're going to place this on the side, this on the side, and we do some glue over here because we make one bigger piece out of it. And a little over here. So, and place it on here, and this one on here, and we're going to go carefully make one piece out of it, and then we're going to do the same with the 1 of 13. And this is already one. We're going to place this over here, we're going to place this one over here, and of course it doesn't matter because one of my pieces you already see is falling apart. So I'm just going to do a little bit of glue, place it temporary only a little over here. I'm going to do some glue, or I need to do some glue first on this one. I have to do it right, and I do this one, and I'm going to carefully place this one down. I'm going to place this one down, and again over here, and this one over here. Then we're going to make sure that we get it in one piece, and we're going to give it some pressure and make sure that we're going to try to fill in the gaps as best as we can. I'm going to wipe away the glue so I can see what I'm doing, and again squeeze it and make sure, because it doesn't matter if things are not completely fitting because you will saw your rooster out, so it doesn't matter, and squeeze it this way. And now I'm going to do carefully place this one, if I can, on the side, and I'm going to do some glue on this side over here, and I'm going to place this one in the middle, and I have to look for where the middle will be over here, 1.5 over here, 1.5 over here, and then we're going to carefully give it some pressure, and we're going to try to fill it up, and we make one piece out of it. It is really important, take your time for it. Of course I'm going to take my time for it also, but of course I do that out of camera because or else you get very bored. And I'm going to wipe away, and I'm going to make sure that there's one plank, and we're also going to let this dry for 1.5 hours until 2 hours. So if everything is correctly, you have 2 pieces of this size for the bigger and the smaller rooster. We are going to start with the bigger rooster. We're going to lay this aside. I have here a little cork from IKEA. So if you want to have the same measurement, maybe you have them already laying around, but you can do any size you like. So I'm going to place it on top of here. I'm going to measure out where I want to have it exactly in the middle. A little like this. You can do it this way, but you also can do it a little lower, but I'm going to try to make it the biggest size as I can do. So I'm going to get my marker, and I'm going to give very easy. I'm going to go over here until here, very lightly over here, and I'm going to go this way. And I do it a little bit thicker because, like I always tell you, I'm an old lady, so my eyes are not the greatest when I use my jigsaw, so I need to see it very well. Very well. So you see, this is already how he's looking like. I show it to you this way. And now I did go shop around in my home, and I found a little riser. It is also around, and I'm going to place it over here. I'm going to look for that I have it also in the middle like this, and I'm going to make the same round. Of course I have to look that I have it really in the middle, or else it is not fitting nicely. Going to press it, and I'm going to make the same round. But of course we don't have to do it in totally, because we only need from of the first round we made. I show it to you, don't worry. And this is what you then get. See, you just need only from this side because we're going to cut it off around here and around here. It's a very easy cut to make. So this is already one of the pieces we're going to make. Now I'm going to get the smaller one. And maybe I can tell you the size of this riser. I will tell you. And if you have a second, I will get my ruler. So you see already, I have my ruler and my rule of my round is in inches it is 5.6, and in centimeters it is if I'm correctly 14.5 centimeters. So if you use for the head, I use 14.5 centimeter or 5.6 in inches. So this is the round I use. Maybe I'm going to place this aside. I get my smaller one and I'm going to look for if I can use this round also for the underpart of this one. And it does work. So I already have for the underside, I already have my ruler. So my riser. So I'm going to look for if I have in the middle over here. And then I'm going to make the same round that I did in the other side also. And now I only need for the top a little round. So this is already the first we have. Now I'm only need for the top a little round. So I already found my round. I use one of my coasters for the top, and I will tell you also the measurement of this one. This round is 3.8 in inches, and he is in centimeters. He is 9.5 centimeters. So if you want to have the same measurements, then you can use this one. I'm going to go over for a little of this side, and again I'm going to this way around the rounding. Of course, make sure that your coaster is nice round, because I also had coasters which are not totally round. Then you get a really strange rooster. So again, now you see already we have here the same shape. I'm going to go to my garage and I'm going to cut out around the lines over here. And this is how the shape is turned out. Of course, now we're going to go further with the feet of the roosters. For both of them, this one a little bigger, this one a little smaller. So I'm going to look for how we're going to make this feet. So I have two pieces of 3 over here, and I have here 3 and 3 and a loose one. So for the smallest rooster, we're just going to do 3 blocks together, 1 and number 2, and we're going to squeeze it. We do again a number 1 and a number 2, and we're going to squeeze them. So this is the block you need for the feet of the smaller rooster. For the bigger one, we're going to do 3, and this one glue together, and we're going to do 1 on the longer side, and we're going to place this one this way. So very easy. You're going to squeeze it, and you're going to squeeze this one, and you're going to have already 1. We do here the same. We do simply 3 blocks together, place it together, and we do 1 block, and we do it on the top. So very easy. Squeeze it, and you squeeze this one, and make sure that you have a nice straight line, and you're going to wipe away the glue you don't need. And it's here the same, and here, and here, and of course make sure that you have a straight line again, and we're going to let this rest for a couple of minutes. So now I gave them a couple of minutes. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get one of the smaller one, but the one with 3, and I'm going to get my marker, and I'm going to do in the middle a little rounding over here. So this is my starting point, is the middle. Then I'm going to go a little bit wide and a little bit wide over here, and we go to the top over here, and we could do here in the middle, and we do here a little rounding. The middle one is a little bit higher, so a little like this, and we go this one a little lower. So it's very easy, And I'm going to do this one. If you have one, you can double it up for the number 2. So first cut it out, then you're going to mark it on the next one. And if you have both of the smaller ones, then it's easy to use this one and just make it simply a little bit bigger for the bigger feet. So this is how it's looking like. So you start on the underside, you just make a little bit of here, you make a little over here, and if you are completely finished, then make it a little bit with a point, because now I have it round, but just do it with a little bit of a point, not totally straight point, but just a little round point over here. I show it to you in a minute what I mean. And here you see my finished one. It's so easy. Like I told you, in the middle, go to the sides, make a little point. This one will be higher. You see, it's very easy, and this is already one of the feet. So I'm going to make the second one. I'm going to cut it out, and then I'm going to double it up on the smaller one. So you see, we have our little feet, and it is a little bit of a task to get them cut. Maybe you also can buy them somewhere in the store. Maybe they are already finished. You also can use, if I used wood, you can use some piece of thicker cardboard. It's a lot easier to cut. So you also can do a piece of cardboard. So I'm going to keep this not glued yet, because it's first they need to paint. What I'm going to do now, we're going to do the comb on top of the rooster for the smaller one and the bigger one. So I'm going to place this aside. We are going to get 5 blocks, and we're going to do again one of 5. Simply we're going to do the longest side, and we do over here the longest side. Of course, a little bit more glue, because we need to be sure that everything is glued nicely together, because we need to make the red comb on top of the rooster. And again, number 3 and number 4 and number 5 is the closure up. You're going to squeeze it and make sure that you have it in a straight line. We do here the same, squeeze it, press it from the side, and we're going to wipe away the glue we don't need. This is already for the smallest rooster, and we are going to do for the bigger rooster, we are going to get, of course, I'm sorry, I do 2 things together. We're going to get 7 blocks, and we do another row of 7. This is already a double up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we're going to make 2 rows of them. Also, because we want to have enough wood for making the comb. So again, you're going to glue them easily on the longest side. You glue 6, and number 7 is the closure up again, and the last already. And number 2, 3, and number 4 and 5, and the last number 6. Squeeze them from within, and again, this way. And this rooster you can use, of course, also because they are separate pieces. You can double them up. I did them different size, but you can also do the same size doubled up, and then you can use it for the fall season to make for your decor, maybe for on a tablescape or something else. You can use it for anything. You can make a little crate behind it, and then you can make a planter out of it. So you can do all the way with this rooster, and he is so easy to make. I'm going to turn this one also over, and we're going to wipe away also here the glue, and we're going to do this one on the side over here, and we're going to place this against this one, and we do here the same, do some glue over here, and we're going to place it down, and we glue this one together, and we're going to give it, because we need to cut it again, so we're going to give it at least an hour rest. And these are almost the pieces we need to saw out. Only we need the nose, and then we are completely finished with sawing it out. So you see already we have the bigger one, the smaller one, and now we need the pieces which we used as the head of the rooster. So I used the coaster for the smaller one, and I used the riser for the bigger one. What we're going to do, I'm going to place it on top of here, and I'm going to look for that I have the round a little bit over the half of this block. A little, not too much, but only a little piece, and that I'm going to cut out. I'm going to draw out with my pencil. So this way, and then I'm going to look if I have it over here. See, this is already one. I'm going to do here the same, a little over the half. And I'm going to make my lines over here. And I'm going to make now the pieces which we will use as a comb of the rooster. So it was a little bit of a task to get the comb on top of here, because like a lot of you already know, I'm not a great person who can draw very easy. So I did my best and I just made two of this one. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut this one, and then I'm going to go over it and I'm going to cut that until here, and then I'm going to cut this out, because we don't need the underside. This can be totally gone. So you go over here, and then of course over here. Before I'm going to my garage and I'm going to saw them out, we need of course the last piece we need to saw is of course the nose. But like I told you, if you don't want to saw anymore, you can use some cardboard. I'm going to use for the smaller one 2 blocks together this way, and for the bigger one I'm going to need 3 blocks, because we are going to make a triangle out of it. So again, we're going to give them 3 blocks, we're going to squeeze them, and we're going to let them dry, and then we're going to later we're going to make a triangle, but first it needs to dry before we can sew it. So again, we're going to give it at least an hour drying. So I did for the smaller one, I just did a little piece sideways, make a triangle for the smaller one. And for the bigger one, I did the 3 piece in half. Maybe I think it's too big, but I can later always cut it a little bit shorter. But first I want to see how I like just in half of the 3. But we still need to wait a little while, because we can't sew that yet, because also this is not totally dried, and this also. What we're going to do, because our roosters need to be on a stand so they can stand on their own. So we are going to first, while this is drying, we are going to make the stand. So the stand will be very easy. We are going to do 6 pieces of 3 for one stand. So again, and one over here. So we do it very easy. On the longer side, you're going to place them together, and this together, and this one. And I do it double up, but of course you don't have to do that. You can also do it a single, but I like to double it up. It gives a little bit more like an high-end look. The stand is else the stand is very small. So I like to have it a little bit, bigger, but not bigger, but how you say it, impressiver? No, this is English for beginners. This is English for beginners. I'm so sorry. And again, we're going to squeeze it. We're going to let this dry for a couple of minutes. So we gave it a couple of minutes. We do some glue on the top side, and on this side, we're going to make one piece out of it, squeeze it, press it together, and make sure that you fill in the open gaps. We do here the same, and also over here, and squeeze it. And now we do some glue on the top side, and we're going to carefully place this one on top, place it on the side, and give it some pressure like this. And then you already have one of your stands, and you see already if you place it down, it has a little bit more volume to your piece if you're going to place your rooster on top of here. I'm going to make the second one, and then we also have already our stand. So you see already I have my comb of the rooster for the top, and I have my little noses. I don't know if they will be too big, but we see that later. First we're going to have all the parts, and now we're going to paint everything. So I have here my parts, all of them. So I have here the rooster base. I'm going to do them in a little bit of the creamy color. Maybe later I will distress it a little bit of the brown to give it a rustic feeling. I don't know yet, but I think the base will be cream. I will do the stands in the cream. This will be red. And the feet and the thing, I think I'm going to do them a little bit darker yellow, a little bit gold color. So we will see how this will turn out, but choose any color you like because this is only an inspiration. So I'm going to do first the base and the stand. So you see already, and now we painted all the pieces, and now I did the smaller rooster. I'm laying on a piece of a kitchen paper towel, and of course I do a little piece outside of the paper towel because we need to glue our top of the comb on top of our chicken, of a rooster, how you call it. So we do a little bit, and sometimes maybe if it doesn't fit nicely, you also can turn it around. Look if this is looking better than this side. Just do the side you think looks better. So I'm going to go for this side. I'm going to get my wood glue, but you can use some hot glue, and just do a simple line in between. Over here a thin line, and I'm going to place it in the middle where I want to have it, and we're just going to give it some pressure, and we're going to let this dry in. We're going to do with the bigger one the same, and of course I'm going to press to make sure that he is still fitting nicely. So now we have the comb on top, and now I'm going to get my little triangle, and I'm going to do the flat side on top. I'm going to do some little bit of glue on the underside, not too much, a little, and I'm going to glue them in the middle over here. Later we're going to make two little black dots as eyes, but first we're going to glue this on top. Give it some pressure this way until everything is glued nicely, and we give it a couple of minutes. And now we are going to get the smallest feet, and we're going to give it a little bit of glue on the underside. And you just lay it a little where you want to have it. Don't press it yet. Just go to 4, and later you still can redo it. If you already press it, then it's always a little bit more difficult to get it on the place you want to have it. So make sure that you don't do it over the underside, because or else it doesn't fit on your stand anymore. So be sure that you don't do it too low. And I'm going to look for, I think I'm going to, and then I'm going to give it some pressure this way, and I'm going to let this dry in. So you see already I have both of the roosters. I have the pieces on top. Now I need some 2 dots of black for the eyes, for here and for this one, and then we only need to glue it on the stand. So the last step will be, we are going to glue it on the stand. So we do it very easy. We do some glue on the underside of our frame, just over here. And we're going to place this one not totally in the middle, a little bit backwards, so the feet have a little space to sit on. So, and I'm going to keep it in place for a little moment, and you see in a moment a quick impression. And here you see a little quick impression of my tumbling tower blocks roosters, and I had so much fun making those 2 little roosters. They are easy and fast to make, and of course I did a little bit of some distressing on the side, but you don't have to do it. Of course, I hope you give this a DIY try, and of course if you are new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw, and if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. For more DIYs, come on over to my description box. There you find the link for our DIY channels. And everyone who enjoys only watching, I hope you had fun watching again. And for now, I wish you all an amazing day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!